Have you ever wondered why some of the most successful people in the world start their day before the rest of the world even opens their eyes? The secret is not just discipline. It's an opportunity. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not merely about being awake. It's about gaining a few hours of uninterrupted time to focus on what truly matters. The early hours are sacred. At 4 a.m., the world is quiet. There are no notifications, no distractions, no demands pulling you in different directions. It is a moment when you can hear your own thoughts clearly, a moment when clarity is abundant and decisions are sharper. Starting your day in these quiet hours allows you to align with your purpose, to reflect on your goals, and to set a clear intention for the day ahead. But the benefits go beyond mental clarity. Physically, the body is at its optimal state when we wake up early. Our natural circadian rhythm is designed for productivity in the morning and rest at night. Waking up at 4 a.m. and engaging in activities like exercise, meditation, or planning primes your body and mind. It reduces stress, improves energy levels, and strengthens your immune system. There is also a psychological edge. Waking up while others are still asleep fosters a sense of discipline and self-respect. You prove to yourself that you are capable of taking control of your day rather than letting your day control you. Over time, this builds confidence, resilience, and a mindset that is prepared to face challenges with composure. And let's not forget creativity. The early hours are a goldmine for innovation. Ideas flow when the mind is calm and uncluttered. Writers, artists, and entrepreneurs often find inspiration at dawn because it is a time free from external noise. Your brain has the freedom to explore possibilities, connect ideas, and envision solutions that are often overlooked during the business of the day. Ultimately, waking up at 4 a.m. is not about the time itself. It is about what you do with it. It is a commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to living intentionally. Every minute in those quiet hours is an investment in your future, and the compounding effect of these early mornings can transform your life in ways that nothing else can. When you wake up before the world, you are not just starting your day, you are starting a movement of clarity, energy, creativity, and purpose. And once you experience it, you will never want to go back to a life that begins when everyone else is already running. FEF keynotes of the speech, uninterrupted focus. Early mornings provide quiet time for reflection, planning, and aligning with personal goals. Physical and mental optimization. Waking up early leverages the body's natural rhythms, improving energy, health, and stress management. Discipline and self-mastery. Early rising fosters discipline, self-respect, and resilience to face daily challenges. Creativity boosts the calm of dawn, enhances creative thinking and problem solving. Intentional living, using early hours effectively allows for purposeful, intentional, and life-transforming actions. The early morning hours, particularly at 4 a.m., are a rare gift in a world that is constantly buzzing with noise and distraction. When most people are still wrapped in the comfort of sleep, the world is quiet, peaceful, and undisturbed. This is the moment when you can claim the day for yourself, a time to focus with an intensity that is nearly impossible to achieve during the chaos of later hours. Uninterrupted focus is not simply about having time. It is about having a space free from the constant demands of emails, messages, social media, and the endless to-do lists that consume our attention. At 4 a.m., your mind is clear, not clouded by yesterday's problems or tomorrow's worries. It is the perfect window to direct your energy toward activities that truly matter, to think deeply, and to plan strategically. When we wake up early, we gain a psychological edge because the world around us has not yet claimed our attention. This early solitude allows us to engage in high-level thinking, to visualize our goals, and to design the path that will lead us there. Unlike the fragmented attention that defines most of our day, this period gives us the ability to concentrate without interruption. There is a certain power in starting your day on your own terms. You decide the pace, the priorities, and the mindset with which you approach the hours ahead. This deliberate approach to time cultivates a sense of ownership over your life and awareness that the way you begin the day shapes the way the day unfolds. Focus, however, is not merely a state of mind. It is a skill that strengthens with practice. The act of consistently waking up at 4 a.m. trains your brain to engage deeply with important tasks, to resist the temptation of distraction, and to prioritize activities that move you closer to your objectives. During these hours, you can tackle complex problems, reflect on personal growth, or plan long-term strategies without the constant pull of notifications and interruptions. Many high achievers attribute their success to this early morning clarity, as it allows them to work on high-value activities before the demands of the day begin to erode their attention. By giving yourself this uninterrupted focus, you essentially create a head start, a quiet advantage that positions you ahead of those who are still reacting to the noise around them. Moreover, the early hours allow for an alignment between intention and action. When the day begins with thoughtfulness and reflection, your actions throughout the day are more likely to be intentional and effective. Waking up at 4 a.m. encourages you to prioritize, to set meaningful goals, and to allocate your energy toward tasks that have the most impact. Without the early morning focus, it is easy to fall into a reactive mode, responding to emails, messages, and minor distractions instead of proactively shaping your future. This proactive approach is crucial because it transforms time from a resource that controls you into a tool that empowers you. The benefits of uninterrupted focus extend beyond productivity. They influence mental clarity, emotional stability, and creativity. When you dedicate the first hours of your day to deep thinking and reflection, you cultivate a mindset that is calm, composed, and deliberate. The absence of noise allows your thoughts to flow freely, helping you make decisions with greater confidence and clarity. This period also provides an opportunity for mindfulness, where you can assess your priorities, review your progress, and plan for improvement. Over time, this consistent practice of focused mornings builds a mental discipline that becomes invaluable not only in professional pursuits, but also in personal growth and self-mastery. Another key aspect of this focus is its cumulative effect. Each early morning spent in concentrated attention is a building block. Over weeks, months, and years, the investment in these quiet hours compounds, leading to remarkable achievements. The decisions made, the plans drafted, and the insights gained during these uninterrupted periods have the potential to shape your trajectory in ways that scattered, distracted hours never could. It is in these moments that clarity meets action and vision transforms into tangible results. By choosing to wake up at 4 a.m., you are choosing to enter a state of flow, a space where your mind is fully engaged, your purpose is clear, and your time is wholly yours. In essence, the uninterrupted focus that comes with rising at 4 a.m. is a practice of intentional living. It is the conscious choice to dedicate your most precious hours to what truly matters, free from the distractions and interruptions that dominate the rest of the day. It is in this space that ideas are born, plans are solidified, and growth becomes inevitable. The quiet of the early morning is not simply the absence of noise. It is the presence of opportunity, a chance to focus, to create, and to shape the life you envision for yourself. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not just a habit for productivity. It is a practice that aligns the body and mind with their natural rhythms, creating an environment for optimal physical and mental performance. Our bodies are designed to follow a circadian rhythm, a natural internal process that regulates the sleep-wake cycle and repeats roughly every 24 hours. When we rise early, particularly before the chaos of the day begins, we are respecting this rhythm and allowing our bodies to function in a state that is most conducive to health, energy, and focus. The early hours offer a unique opportunity to take care of the body and mind before external demands interfere, which can lead to long-term improvements in both physical and mental well-being. Physically, the early morning is the ideal time to engage in movement. Whether it is stretching, yoga, strength training, or cardio, exercising at 4 a.m. energizes the body for the entire day. The benefits of morning exercise extend beyond burning calories or building strength. It stimulates the production of endorphins, the natural chemicals in the brain that act as mood enhancers, creating a sense of positivity and alertness. Additionally, morning exercise kickstarts the metabolism, preparing the body to efficiently convert food into energy throughout the day. By incorporating physical activity in these hours, you set the tone for an active, healthy day, and over time, the cumulative effect strengthens the body, improves posture, enhances flexibility, and reduces the risk of chronic illnesses. Mental optimization is equally important during these early hours. Waking up before distractions allows the mind to operate in a state of calm focus, free from the constant bombardment of notifications, emails, and obligations. This is a time when the brain is most receptive to deep thought, planning, and reflection. Meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation can significantly reduce stress levels and enhance emotional resilience. The early morning is a prime period for practicing mindfulness, which trains the mind to stay present, maintain focus, and respond to challenges with clarity instead of reacting impulsively. Over time, this practice rewires the brain, improving cognitive function, decision-making, and emotional stability. Sleep quality also plays a crucial role in optimizing physical and mental performance. By committing to waking up at 4 a.m., individuals often adjust their bedtime to ensure sufficient rest. Aligning sleep patterns with natural light and darkness cycles improves the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep, and cortisol, a hormone that influences alertness and stress response. The result is better quality sleep, more restorative rest, and enhanced daytime performance. Waking early encourages consistency, which is essential for maintaining the body's internal clock, leading to sustained energy levels, improved memory, and heightened concentration. Nutrition and hydration also benefit from early rising. Those who wake up at 4 a.m. have the time to properly fuel their body with a balanced breakfast and hydrate before the demands of the day take over. Starting the day with adequate nutrition stabilizes blood sugar levels, prevents energy crashes, and supports mental clarity. Combined with movement and mental focus, this deliberate approach to the early morning creates a cycle of wellness where body and mind reinforce each other, producing optimal performance throughout the day. The psychological benefits of aligning the body-mind during the early hours are profound. Waking up at 4 a.m. is an exercise in discipline, but it also instills a sense of control over your life. By prioritizing your health and mental clarity before attending to external demands, you send a message to yourself that your well-being is important. This practice nurtures confidence, resilience, and self-awareness, which naturally translates into greater productivity, creativity, and emotional stability. When the body and mind are functioning at their best, every decision, action, and interaction becomes more intentional and effective. Furthermore, the early morning provides a period of recovery and preparation that primes the body and mind for high performance. It is a time to focus on breathing, mental visualization, or even simple stretching routines that awaken the senses and sharpen alertness. This proactive approach contrasts with reactive living, where we spend the day constantly catching up, recovering from fatigue, or managing stress. Rising at 4 a.m. allows us to enter the day already in a state of readiness, energized, focused, and fully aligned with our purpose. In essence, waking up at 4 a.m. is a holistic practice that enhances both physical and mental capacities. It leverages the natural rhythms of the body, cultivates energy, strengthens resilience, and nurtures mental clarity. By dedicating the first hours of the day to optimizing your health and mind, you create a foundation for exceptional performance, sustained focus, and long-term well-being. The quiet of the early morning becomes more than just a peaceful moment. It becomes a strategic tool for living fully, performing at your best, and creating a life of balance, energy. And waking up at 4 a.m. is more than just a change in schedule. It is a profound exercise in discipline and self-mastery. Discipline is often misunderstood as mere self-restraint, a form of restriction or deprivation. In reality, discipline is the ability to control your choices, to act intentionally rather than react impulsively, and to prioritize long-term benefits over immediate gratification. Rising early cultivates this skill because it forces a conscious decision to leave the comfort of sleep in favor of growth, productivity, and focus. Each morning that you choose to wake before the world, you make a statement to yourself that your goals, your purpose, and your personal development are worth the sacrifice of temporary comfort. Over time, this repeated choice builds a foundation of self-mastery that influences every aspect of life. The act of waking early strengthens mental resilience. At 4 a.m., the body naturally resists leaving sleep. There is an internal tug to surrender to warmth, comfort, and ease. Choosing to rise despite this resistance is a direct exercise in willpower, the ability to act despite opposing impulses. Willpower, like a muscle, grows stronger with consistent practice. Each morning becomes a training ground where small acts of control accumulate into a powerful capacity for self-discipline. This resilience translates to other areas of life: work, relationships, health, and personal goals, because the habit of overcoming minor resistance early in the day prepares the mind to face larger challenges with composure and confidence. Self-mastery is also about prioritization and intentionality. When you wake up at 4 a.m., you are taking control of the first hours of your day, ensuring that they are spent on meaningful and deliberate actions rather than reactive ones. The early morning is a time when you can focus on the activities that align most closely with your long-term vision, whether that means planning, learning, exercising, or meditating. By taking ownership of these hours, you set the tone for the rest of the day. Decisions made in the calm of early morning are more thoughtful, more intentional, and less influenced by external pressures. This proactive approach strengthens your ability to manage priorities, resist distractions, and align actions with values, which are all hallmarks of self-mastery. Consistency is another key component of discipline developed through early rising. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not a one-time achievement. It is a daily commitment. Success in any field is rarely the result of sporadic effort. It is the result of consistent, deliberate practice. By consistently waking early, you reinforce habits that support personal growth, professional achievement, and mental clarity. This daily commitment teaches the brain and body to operate in a disciplined pattern where productivity and focus are natural byproducts. Over time, consistency breeds confidence. You begin to trust yourself because you know that you can follow through on commitments even when it is inconvenient or uncomfortable. The psychological effects of self-mastery extend beyond productivity. There is a deep sense of empowerment that comes from taking control of your time and actions. By choosing to wake early, you create a narrative about yourself as someone who is capable, reliable, and intentional. This self-perception strengthens motivation, reduces procrastination, and fosters a mindset that embraces challenges rather than avoiding them. Each morning becomes a reminder that your life is governed by choice, not circumstance, and that your success is determined by the habits and disciplines you cultivate consistently. Waking up at 4 a.m. also builds patience and humility. The early morning hours are often quiet and solitary, offering time for reflection, planning, and personal development. These hours require patience because results from disciplined routines are not immediate. They accumulate gradually over weeks, months, and years. Humility comes from recognizing that growth is a process and that self-mastery is a lifelong journey. By committing to this practice, you learn to embrace small, incremental improvements, understanding that the compound effect of consistent discipline eventually leads to extraordinary outcomes. In essence, the practice of waking up at 4 a.m. is a powerful exercise in both discipline and self-mastery. It trains the mind to resist impulses, strengthens the ability to prioritize intentionally, and reinforces consistency in actions that lead to long-term growth. It cultivates confidence, resilience, patience, and humility, shaping not just the way you start your day, but the way you approach every challenge, decision, and opportunity in life. The simple act of rising early becomes a declaration of personal ownership, a daily practice that transforms ordinary mornings into a training ground for extraordinary living. The early morning hours, particularly around 4 a.m., hold a unique power to unlock creativity in ways that the business of the day cannot. Creativity thrives in an environment free from distraction where the mind can wander, explore, and connect ideas without interruption. During these quiet hours, the brain is not bombarded by emails, notifications, or the constant demands of other people. Instead, it has the freedom to operate at its full capacity, allowing thoughts to flow naturally, connections to emerge effortlessly, and new ideas to surface with clarity and originality. This period is an invitation to innovate, to explore possibilities, and to engage in the kind of deep thinking that is often impossible once the noise of the day begins. Creativity is not a switch that can be turned on at will. It is a state that emerges when the mind is calm, focused, and unrestricted. Waking up at 4 a.m. provides the perfect conditions for this state to flourish. The brain's default mode network, which is responsible for imaginative thinking, problem solving, and reflection, becomes active during moments of solitude. Without interruptions, this network can work at its best, allowing you to think outside conventional boundaries and generate original ideas. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators recognized the power of early mornings because it gave them uninterrupted time to dream, create, and conceptualize ideas that would later transform industries and societies. The early hours encourage a mindset of exploration and experimentation. When the world is quiet and distractions are minimal, the mind feels safer to take risks, to entertain unconventional thoughts, and to explore new perspectives. This freedom is essential for creativity because innovation often requires moving beyond familiar patterns and comfort zones. At 4 a.m., you are free to brainstorm without judgment, to sketch ideas, to write freely, or to strategize without the pressure of deadlines. The calm and solitude of this time nurture a mental environment where creativity can thrive naturally without resistance or interruption. Additionally, the clarity and freshness of the mind in the early morning enhance problem-solving skills, a key aspect of creative thinking. When the mind is well rested and alert, it can approach challenges with a new perspective. Problems that seemed complex the day before may appear simpler in these hours because the mind is not clouded by fatigue, stress, or external pressures. This ability to see situations clearly allows for innovative solutions and fresh approaches. Early rising turns each morning into a laboratory for experimentation where ideas can be tested, refined, and developed without distraction or pressure. The quiet of 4 a.m. also fosters reflection, which is essential for creative growth. Reflection allows the mind to synthesize past experiences, analyze patterns, and extract lessons that can inform new ideas. During these hours, you have the opportunity to review your work, consider improvements, and generate new concepts with insight and intentionality. This reflective practice strengthens creative thinking because it bridges imagination with experience, ensuring that ideas are not just novel, but also meaningful and practical. The early morning thus becomes a time to cultivate both the raw spark of creativity and the disciplined refinement necessary to turn ideas into reality. Furthermore, the psychological state associated with early rising, calm, focused, and intentional, enhances the capacity for creative flow. Flow is the state in which individuals are fully immersed in an activity, experiencing deep focus and intrinsic motivation. Waking at 4 a.m. provides the optimal conditions to enter flow because there are no competing demands or distractions. In this state, creative ideas emerge naturally, tasks feel effortless, and productivity is heightened. Flow amplifies the ability to think creatively, connect concepts, and generate solutions that may not be accessible during periods of fragmented attention or external pressure. The benefits of early morning creativity extend beyond personal projects. They influence professional performance, problem solving, and innovation in every aspect of life. The insights gained during these hours can guide decisions, shape strategies, and inspire new initiatives that have a lasting impact. By dedicating the first hours of the day to nurturing creativity, you cultivate a habit that compounds over time. Each session of focused, uninterrupted thought builds a reservoir of innovative ideas, strengthens imaginative capacity, and reinforces the mindset that solutions are abundant, possibilities are endless, and creativity is a practice, not a chance occurrence. In essence, the quiet, focused, and undisturbed hours of early morning serve as a powerful catalyst for creativity. They provide the mental space, clarity, and freedom necessary for ideas to emerge, for problems to be solved, and for innovation to thrive. Waking up at 4 a.m. transforms these hours into a sanctuary for imagination, reflection, and creative growth, offering a consistent daily opportunity to think, innovate, and shape the future in ways that are impossible once the distractions of the day take hold. Waking up at 4 a.m. is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate intentional living. Intentional living is the practice of making conscious choices, aligning actions with values, and directing energy toward meaningful goals. It is the opposite of drifting through life passively, reacting to circumstances, or letting the demands of others dictate your day. The early morning hours provide a unique opportunity to practice this discipline because they allow you to start the day on your own terms, creating a space for clarity, purpose, and deliberate action. By rising before the world, you reclaim control over your time, your thoughts, and ultimately your life. Intentional living begins with awareness. At 4 a.m., the world is quiet and distractions are minimal, giving you the mental clarity to evaluate your priorities. This is the time to ask yourself meaningful questions. What matters most today? What actions will move me closer to my long-term goals? How do I want to feel and think throughout the day? By dedicating the first hours to reflection and planning, you are not simply reacting to tasks or circumstances. You are choosing how to show up in every aspect of your life. This deliberate focus creates a mental framework that guides decision-making, ensuring that each choice is purposeful rather than impulsive. The early hours allow for alignment between values and actions. Many people go through their day performing tasks that do not necessarily serve their larger objectives or reflect their personal principles. Waking up at 4 a.m. allows you to pause and examine your daily commitments in light of your long-term vision. It becomes an opportunity to prioritize high-impact activities that contribute to personal growth, career advancement, or meaningful relationships. By consciously deciding what deserves your attention, you prevent yourself from being swept along by external pressures and obligations. This alignment between values and actions is the essence of intentional living. Morning rituals practiced at 4 a.m. reinforce this mindset. Activities such as journaling, meditation, visualization, or exercise are not just routines, they are acts of purposeful preparation. Each action becomes a conscious step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. When you begin the day with intention, your energy is directed toward tasks that matter, your focus is sharper, and your sense of fulfillment increases. Even seemingly small choices like dedicating time to learn a new skill, plan a project, or reflect on progress compound over time, creating significant personal and professional growth. These early practices transform the concept of intention from abstract thought into tangible results. Intentional living also fosters resilience and adaptability. By starting the day with clarity and purpose, you are better equipped to navigate unexpected challenges without losing focus or motivation. When life presents obstacles, those who cultivate intentionality are able to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. They maintain perspective, make informed decisions, and continue moving toward their goals, even amidst uncertainty. The habit of intentional morning strengthens the mental discipline required to stay true to one's priorities, reinforcing the ability to lead a life defined by choice rather than circumstance. The benefits extend beyond productivity or goal achievement. Living intentionally enhances emotional well-being, relationships, and overall satisfaction. When you are conscious of your actions, you are more present, empathetic, and engaged with others. You are less likely to be distracted by trivial concerns or external pressures and more likely to invest in meaningful interactions. Over time, this deliberate approach to life fosters deeper connections, stronger relationships, and a sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing that your time and energy are spent wisely. Furthermore, the early morning hours cultivate a sense of gratitude and perspective, which are essential elements of intentional living. In the stillness of 4 a.m., there is space to appreciate the opportunities, resources, and relationships that make life meaningful. This practice of gratitude heightens awareness, reinforces purpose, and motivates deliberate action. It also encourages mindfulness, helping you recognize that each moment is an opportunity to live intentionally, to act with purpose, and to contribute meaningfully. Ultimately, waking up at 4 a.m. transforms your relationship with time and life itself. It allows you to approach each day with direction, clarity, and deliberate focus. It turns ordinary hours into opportunities for growth, achievement, and meaningful action. Intentional living is not just about productivity. It is about living a life aligned with your values, guided by purpose, and directed by conscious choices. By dedicating the first hours of the day to intentional practice, you cultivate habits, mindset, and resilience that shape not only the day, but the trajectory of your life. The act of waking early becomes a declaration of commitment to yourself and the life you want to create. Waking up at 4 a.m. is more than just an early start. It is a deliberate choice to take control of your life, your time, and your potential. It is a practice that grants you uninterrupted focus, strengthens your body and mind, cultivates discipline and self-mastery, ignites creativity, and empowers intentional living. Each morning becomes a powerful opportunity to invest in yourself, to align your actions with your values, and to set the tone for a day driven by purpose rather than distraction. The benefits of these early hours are cumulative. The clarity, energy, resilience, and insight gained in the quiet of the morning ripple throughout every aspect of your life, shaping the decisions you make, the goals you pursue, and the person you are becoming. It is in these moments, when the world is still, that you have the freedom to think deeply, act intentionally, and create a foundation for extraordinary growth. Choosing to rise at 4 a.m. is a commitment to your future self, a declaration that you are willing to invest in your growth, embrace discipline, and live with intention. It is a reminder that the way we start our day determines the trajectory of our life. Those who seize these early hours discover not just productivity, but clarity, strength, and fulfillment that extend far beyond the morning. Ultimately, the secret of waking up at 4 a.m. lies not in the hour itself, but in what you do with it. It is an invitation to take ownership, to lead yourself with purpose, and to live a life that is deliberate, meaningful, and extraordinary when you rise before the world. You are not just starting a day, you are starting a journey toward the best version of yourself.